BBC2 with superstar DJs. So here we go.
On Acetate tonight, drum and bass meets manga, Strictly Rhythm Records, a beginner's guide to Afrobeat, the Chemical Brothers on bagpipes, Queen of Darkness Andrea Parker, and Fatboy Slim versus Armand Van Helden in a boxing sound clash. Your host this week, master at work, Little Louis Vega. He's defined the underground sound of New York for years, and with partner Kenny Dope Gonzalez, took it to the big time with everyone's favourite supergroup, New Eurekan Soul. He's the DJ other DJs will pay money to see, so he must be quite good. Acetate went to New York to check him out and report on the 10th anniversary of Strictly Rhythm Records.
Strictly Rhythm has been the most successful label that started as a little independent underground label for house music, you know, and coming from here. And I feel they are a big part of underground dance music, you know, if not the biggest.
Their underground status might not be what it was, but Strictly Rhythm have made and kept some of the biggest names in house music. This year they have a new album and tour to celebrate their 10th anniversary. But the strangest story is that of the man who started it all.
Life is a journey, and I've had some journey. Mine has been, it certainly hasn't been straight ahead.
Yes, Mark Finkelstein, the man who built Strictly Rhythm, is the same man who built the lunar module. Not only that, there's a picture of Mark buried on the moon in a time capsule. But what made him change from being a space cadet to being a space cadet? Yes, you guessed it, the legendary 70s New York disco, Studio 54.
There was a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, and a lot of music. I mean, there was no AIDS. It was, if you had a second date with a girl and you didn't have sex on the second date, there was no third date. I mean, it became a handshake. It became just part of, it just was so natural, at least to me it was.
With Mark in Studio 54, no wonder the space race ended in the 70s. But he turned that disco feeling into a record label and amazingly runs this joint as a family outfit full of clean living pop stars. Powerhouse, just back from the UK, was shocked at the behaviour backstage at Top of the Pops.
We were the last
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And we have been there since like 3:30.
In English time, that's 2:30. You guys were the last one.
We was the last one.
Last to last.
So you know I was here.
Happy Mondays that was cursing and carrying on.
Oh yeah,
and drunk. Their weakest drink was a triple glass of gin and tonic. They were so trash, they had to recall them again. Remember that? Come on back out again and redo it because they were terrible.
I don't know. We're going to have our 10th anniversary party, everybody, in Ibiza this year.
And guess who wants to do that?
And we're going to Mallorca. Mallorca, Ibiza,
yeah.
We're going to Portugal, we're going to Ministry of Sound in England. It's going to be the bomb. 10th anniversary party!
I'm carrying on. 10 years, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and we just never aged.
Strictly Rhythm has been really instrumental in making underground really credible. I mean, really like making things happen on a street level.
And as you'd expect for a label whose ethos has always been house music and lyrics of high love, Mark insists on hugging every member of his team before he leaves every day.
Michael McDavid, Verbalicious Records.
My wife. Bye.
Bye.
I don't look for records, oh, if it's commercial, I'm not going to play it. I mean, you know, sometimes you may like something and it may go commercial. Like, I played the Armand Van Helden version of the You Don't Know Me record, which started off as a club record, and it just happened to be a huge success in around the world. So I would say I represent good, soulful dance music. I think good dance music. If you want to come out and hear quality, you're going to come out to hear me.
When dance music dons its boxing gloves, it takes two heavyweight DJs to put on the fight of the year. Armand Van Helden and Fatboy Slim recently went head-to-head at the Brixton Academy as they challenged each other to 10 rounds in the ring.
Everybody in the house are ready. Please welcome to the ring now, from Manhattan, USA, the Boogie Monster, Armand Van Helden! Please welcome to the ring, from Brighton, England, where he is known as the Brighton Butcher, right here, right now, Fatboy Slim!
Gareth Handsome, the dance world's answer to Don King, was the brains behind the fight.
I wanted to put on an event which included the atmosphere, Norman DJing being a focal point, being a lot more visual than just a DJ playing records. Norman's always up for a laugh, and Armand surprisingly was up for it more than we expected, actually.
There were allegations the fight might be fixed. No surprise, the promoter shares a house with Fatboy.
I always predicted by about the 5th record he'd take him out. Definitely getting fast, hard and low, really. I think it was about the 6th record. He definitely floored him. Definitely floored him with a bootleg mix of Slim Shady and Rockefeller Skank. We was going to have ring girls at one point, but we thought that might be a bit off-putting for Armand, watching the girls' arses or legs. You could tell there's a little bit of hate in their eyes, actually. We know he likes a bit of ass. I think Armand kept threatening to play doubly good to me, which put the fear of God into Norman, actually. Any excuse to get into a silk dressing gown. I think that was the persuasion with both of them. I mean, they did look pretty damn tough in those dressing gowns. Nom's got a great right arm action, as you probably saw in the ring. When he DJs, he has this bottle of vodka next to him. He's got a lovely left hand motion. I'm not too sure about Arm. Alan's pretty well built. Looks like he's been doing lots of skipping. They're both pretty lean and mean anyway, really. I think it was a point straw, definitely. And we had to vet all the judges, obviously, after all the problems with Lennox Lewis. Hopefully we have a rematch over in America. We'll have to wait and see.
Soul to Soul, when they came out, I mean, you know, it changed the whole way of a lot of the way dance music was made, and just the flavor of it. You know, that's an example, to me, a good example of something that came from the UK that was powerful.
In Nigeria, a country beset by persistent military crackdowns, Fela Kuti was a musical genius who created a sound called Afrobeat. Blending African beats, jazz and politics, the sound spread across the globe in the 70s. Now reissues are reigniting interest in Nigeria's underground resistance hero.
Fela means he who emanates greatness. Anikulapo means one who has death in his pouch.
Ashley Beadle grew up around Fela's music and it's influenced his own productions.
With Fela Kuti, in his situation, you know, and he had the police brutality and he was just trying to change the whole vibe over there, you know, with his music. It should be used as a force of change, and there should be sort of political statements being made through music to say to people, look, you can dance to this, but if you stop dancing for 5 minutes, it's saying something.
Marrying his 27 backing singers in one day certainly caused headlines, but it was his high political profile that landed him in trouble with the authorities.
Military bought my house, killed my mother, stopped me from working, playing music.
Behind Fela's music lay rhythms which have been played or sampled for global dance floors over the years. The man who provided these beats is Tony Allen.
He's saying the truth. He sings the truth. I'm not a politician, you know, but I followed him because what he was saying was truth.
Especially with my mum and dad, there's always those sort of records lying around, you know. It wasn't just Fela Kuti, you know, there's like King Sunny Ade, and there's a lot of high life music, which is like Ghanaian pop, if you want, do you know what I mean? And my mum had a blinding next door neighbour. She always had a party on a Saturday, so you know, we'd pop over there and it was just African music, you know. It's one of those tunes that goes on forever. I've heard people try to mix the Afrobeat, you know, actually, forget about it, mate.
Mark O'Shaughnessy has been supplying DJs with Fela records for years.
Sometimes takes a heavyweight artist to pick it up and run with it that makes everybody else fall in after it. So last year, the Masters at Work picked up a couple of Fela tracks and remixed them for the club scene. They put some hard kick drums underneath. They kept the essence of the music, which is what they're great at doing. They didn't change it too much. And it's for that reason, and also because the drum sound that Tony Allen was instrumental in creating, it does really mix well with modern sound.
Although Fela Kuti is now dead, his son Femi is carrying the tempo and vibes of Afrobeat into the new millennium.
Fela Kuti would not have been able to avoid music in his life because it was, you know, morning, noon and night music. He was kind of duty-bound to pick up where his father left off and try and, you know, carry the struggle on a bit further.
Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang.
He just finished remixing Femi Kuti, so... You know, that's a freak out. It was wonderful. It was, you know, it's one of the best things I've been involved with. I was actually thinking about this not so long ago. I don't think there is an Afrobeat revival as such. I think what we're looking at is just that there's more recognition of what this music is. Do you know what I mean? But it's as long as there's not a danger of it being sort of appropriated and used as a fad. You know, as long as people know it's always been here and it's never going to go away.
So a tribute to Fela. We had an original painting done for it also by one of the talking drum players. He's a talking drum player on the record and also background singer. Flute. Dave Valentine. He's the same guy who played on Go Deep for us, with our Janet Jackson remix with a flute on it. He's a famous Latin jazz artist. Sax. Goes all the way, all right. So, you know, and it's very long, like the way Fela used to do it, you know, with those long versions, and it was great, nice groove. And then what we did was, I said, well, let's put the vocal in, so they're just gonna think it's an instrumental. And then we found Wumi was perfect, and she arranged these, you know, the vocals like the way he had. So it's kind of like the Masters at Work's tribute to, it's our tribute to Fela.
DJ and producer Andrea Parker has been playing out her brand of cinematic electro for years, but not always successfully.
I used to have, you know, sort of about 3 decks. I used to mess around at home and stuff and have like an old Moog record going around on one deck, strings on the other and percussive stuff on the other, just making one track. I think a lot of DJs just play safe and buy records that they want the dance floor to, you know, actually hear, as opposed to kind of giving them stuff that they haven't heard that maybe they might like. I certainly wouldn't just buy records because I think that that's what the crowd would like to hear, because I don't want to be 40 and have, you know, 500 records that I can't bear to listen to. About not, you know, being afraid to sort of clear, you know, 10 to 20,000 people off the dance floor, which has been known by playing my own records and stuff. It's just a question of sort of, you know, being a bit more daring.
Silence.
described as very strange. That dark comes up quite quite often. I'd love to do soundtracks, especially for sort of more horror films and things. I could scare a lot of young children out there.
They hang out with Noel Gallagher, DJ around the world, and their new album Surrender is set to enter the charts this week at #1. But you'll be pleased to learn that the Chemical Brothers started at the bottom.
The first DJ gig we ever did was at a wedding.
They had a piper as well, didn't they?
Yeah, a bagpipe announced us when we came out. That's good.
Yeah, off the stage. Yeah. That's as rock and roll as it gets. With this record, what we were trying to do was not totally change everything we did. We don't want to disown where we are and who we come from, you know, what we do and stuff. But like, we wanted just to change how we did it.
A bit more perky, you know, I think. You know, hopefully it'll be somewhere nice, I think so. Boy George could play this record.
We can make records in our bedroom.
Doesn't need all that big soap opera and infrastructure around people.
We just made the record, you know, for the price of a DAT tape. That's where we started.
We regard programming a computer or a sampler as playing an instrument.
If you get a word processor, it doesn't mean everyone can write a book, does it?
Play a bit of piano, but it's not really important to our music, you know. DJs that we'd kind of grown up listening to were into our music, and that was the original spur to make music for them to play.
If your record went down well or didn't, you know, it just kind of worked like that.
We just wanted to make sounds you never heard before, you know.
We're still after that kind of rush of excitement of records that we like, you know, that thing where it just grabs you and hits you. I want that in our music.
University together in Manchester, and we used to go to the Hacienda a lot, and then we started DJing together. Well, it's just making music came out of that, really.
It wasn't like being in a rock band and suddenly going, I've got to get with the latest technology and stuff. I think we're of the generation where the two things were kind of running simultaneously.
When we got out of college, we didn't know what to do, so we made a record, really.
Make a record, yeah.
And that's what, you know, what our friendship was based on.
Where you going, baby?
I'm lucky enough to have a lot of DJs follow me when I play around at different clubs, and if you could imagine, if I have 25 to 50 DJs that just come to hear me in a club, those 25 to 50 DJs are going to play the records that I'm playing or try to get them and play them, so they're going to play in their 25 to 50 clubs. So, you know, that's the way it kind of grows.
I was pondering alone, things could not have been better. Catching up, tired out, tripping over again. And you try to show, you know it won't be long. Jump up the same connections for your own. I was gonna feel down, just through my fingers. After we kick that spell, I'm never had their way. No.
I want to make good quality dance music, and I want to see this taken to the next level. Whereas the way hip hop started and it came to a level that is now, is huge. It's all over the place, and it's a great thing that, you know, it's beautiful that all these young people are having these opportunities to show their talent. And of course, they're making money, they're doing great. You know, I just want to have music that lives on forever. I'm hoping that somebody in the year 2010 will pick up a New York soul record and say, wow, this record was great.
The entire world has been cracked and burned. It is a place where few things have survived.
Japan's manga have always been at the cutting edge of animation. Now they're at the cutting edge of music too. They recently commissioned London's Reinforced Records to write drum and bass soundtracks for some of their classic cartoons.
Reinforced is renowned for being a drum and bass label, but now the label is prepared to be a bit more diverse.
Most of the guys here, in fact probably all the guys, have always been into manga. Once we heard that Manga was interested in doing a series where we would do the music too, we was always up for that.
You little smartass!
That's probably one of the best ever manga movies, the original Fist of the North Star movie. But what we're doing is for a video series and a TV series.
It's already been out in Japan, but it's coming to England and America.
I'm gonna smash your skull flat!
Their intention was just to update it a bit.
With drum and bass being such an energetic and futuristic type of music, they pretty much clocked on that it would work well together with the type of animation that was in a manga movie.
Now you're gonna die! Yeah!
I mean, you got Walt Disney, you got all kinds of people doing animation, but the way manga portray their animation and do their storylines, it was always more advanced than the others. It always had more depth.
People exploding, pushing fingers into people, it's quite entertaining. It's quite a lot more dark than your average cartoon.
A cartoon can go to places where films can't go in terms of violence.
I do so hate the sight of blood and suffering.
I mean, we're all quite peaceful people, really. I mean, I know we watch these mad, crazy, violent things, but at the end of the day, I mean, I wouldn't really hurt anyone and I wouldn't want to. People that have a sort of an apprehension about the future can get into manga because it deals with the prospect of surviving after a nuclear war where we're all scrabbling around trying to survive.
You're about to get a big taste of hell.
We make forward-thinking, quite futuristic music, which is always about looking towards tomorrow. Manga is traditionally a sort of a cult thing, so the coupling of two quite experimental art forms is perhaps why it works so well.
That really hurt.
All the latest banging tunes with Danny Rampling every weekend. The Love Groove Dance Party kicks off your Saturday night from 7 on 97 to 99 FM, Radio 1.